Hey guys, how are you? This is Movie Recap Nelson again here. Indiana Jones 5 release date. When is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny released? Quick version. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Fate is set to show up in films on June 30, 2023, notwithstanding any further deferrals, of which there have so far been a large number. Blunt Marshall, the long-term Indiana Jones maker, affirmed in February 2022 that creation had at last completed after a few deferrals. James Mangold, who took over coordinating from Steven Spielberg and not entirely settled to guarantee it merits the pause. "I grasp carefulness, I live it," he composed on Twitter. "I couldn't say whether I'll fulfill you. Yet my group and I will take ourselves out attempting to make something great." At the point when it was reported, it should be in films in July 2019. That date was then moved back to July 10, 2020, and afterward Disney pushed the delivery back again by one more year to July 9, 2021, and afterward to July 29, 2022. The film had one further postponement to come as it was moved one more year again to June 30, 2023, as Disney moved back an entire host of movies. Recording at last started off toward the beginning of June at Pinewood and different areas in the UK, yet was not without tangles. On June 23, 2021, Disney affirmed that Portage had supported a shoulder injury while practicing for a battle scene. As of September 8, 2021, Passage was back endlessly recording enclosed by late February 2022, notwithstanding any potential reshoots. Indiana Jones 5 cast, who's in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Predetermination? Obviously, the one man inseparable from Indiana Jones, Harrison Portage, will be back in the cap once again. Passage has even said that no other person can play Indiana Jones separated from him, commenting, "When I'm gone, he's gone. It's simple. Get it in your head." Mangold has even been closing down an alleged plot release that would have seen Indy supplanted by one more person toward the finish of the film. Portage won't be the main returning star, in light of the fact that the trailer uncovered the arrival of John Rhys-Davies as Sala. Interestingly, since Indiana Jones and the Last Campaign, Phoebe Waller-Extension is playing Indy's goddaughter Helena, who, as per the Star, is a secret and a marvel, with her exhibition propelled by Barbara Stanwyck's part in 1941 parody The Woman Eve. Taking on antagonist obligations in the fifth film is Mads Mikkelsen as Waller, who was approximately motivated by genuine Nazi-turned-NASA engineer Wernher von Braun. With the hunter star Boyd Holbrook close by as Waller's lapdog, Kleber, he's a man who might want to address a portion of the errors of the past, prodded Mikkelsen of his lowlife. There is something that could improve the world a much spot to live in. He couldn't imagine anything better than to get his hands on it. Indiana Jones needs to get his hands on it also. Our most memorable gander at Kleber in real life affirmed that the film will have a significant activity set piece set at the Apollo 11 red carpet reception in New York, which was tossed to commend the space travelers. The new film additionally stars Wonder star Thomas Kretschmann and Dark Puma's Shawnette Renee Wilson. We don't have the foggiest idea about Kretschmann's personality yet. However, Wilson is playing government specialist artisan. It has likewise been affirmed that Toby Jones will show up in the film, close by Antonio Banderas. However, both of their jobs are being left hidden for the present. In the background, amazing writer John Williams has been affirmed to get back to score the film, proceeding with the excursion he started quite a while back with Plunderers of the Lost Arkansas. He's even previously appeared one of the tracks from the new film, the subject for Helena, Marion Ravenwood, Indy's old flame in Pillagers and Gem Skull, probably won't be back. Albeit associated with the film in its beginning phases, Karen Allen wasn't reached when Indiana Jones 5 was formally reported in 2016. Does that mean she's most certainly not in it? Not really, as a great deal has changed starting around 2016, and she let Computerized Spy know that she's in the mood for investigating a greater amount of Marion's story. Indiana Jones 5 plot. What will Indiana Jones and the Dial of Fate be about? Despite the fact that we've had a trailer and first-look pictures, we don't yet have an authority summary for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Fate. However, that doesn't mean we can't make a few speculations. Indy and Helena will clearly be on an experience to get their hands on a strong MacGuffin before Voller and his colleagues do. The enormous talk is that the nominal Dial of Predetermination, assuming that is the MacGuffin, will have time travel abilities. The new film has been roused by genuine history which saw previous individuals from the Third Reich fill in as a component of the U.S. government during the 1960s. Voller's motivation: Wernher von Braun was a trailblazer of room innovation in the U.S. after the Second Great War. Obviously, Indy won't warmly embrace the damn Nazis being back and having noticeable situation in the U.S. government. However, Indy won't simply take on Nazis in the primary plot, as it's been affirmed that passage was dematured for the initial succession, occurring in 1944 around the hour of Thieves of the Lost Arkansas. In any case, the actual film happens dominatingly in 1969 when, Mangold said, "Our view of governmental issues is more dim. Who's a lowlife? Who are we working with? Who are we battling against? Intermediary wars, all of that." It's not generally so basic as the period around the Second Great War. What befalls a legend worked for a highly contrasting world, when he winds up in one that is dark. An issue produces humor, produces inconsistencies, produces changes that this character's going need to make. The new film has been roused by genuine history which saw previous individuals from the Third Reich fill in as a component of the U.S. government during the 1960s. Voller's motivation: Wernher von Braun was a trailblazer of room innovation in the U.S. after the Second Great War. Obviously, Indy won't warmly embrace the damn Nazis being back and having conspicuous situation in the U.S. government. However, Indy won't simply take on Nazis in the fundamental plot, as it's been affirmed that Portage was dematured for the initial succession, occurring in 1944 around the hour of Looters of the Lost Arkansas. In any case, the actual film happens dominatingly in 1969 when, Mangold said, "Our view of legislative issues is more dim. Who's a bad guy? Who are we working with? Who are we battling against? Intermediary wars, all of that." It's not so straightforward as the period around the Second Great War. What befalls a legend worked for a highly contrasting world, when he ends up in one that is dark. An issue produces humor, produces logical inconsistencies, produces changes that this character's going need to make. I hope you like this video. If you like, please subscribe and leave comment.